Hey there, everybody. Hey, it's a beautiful day. Another day. I live to see another day. I got to wake up in the mornings. But look, I gotta share something out there with one person, and I don't think that I would have ever had the courage to give this story out there to and put it out there for everybody. But I want to save somebody the problems that they're going to have in life, and it might happen. I just have this feeling that something bad's going to happen to this person. He called me for advice. We're going to call him Mr. Doe. And I want to talk to Mrs. Doe. Mrs. Doe, this video's for you, and my heart goes out to you. Your husband really loves you. He loves you so much. And he called me and asked me for advice. And even though I don't know you, I love people. And this is why I'm sharing my story with you. He calls me and tells me that he's given somebody a place to stay, which is his brother-in-law. Backlit. He's given somebody a place to stay, which is his brother-in-law. And the guy's 56 years old. And this is going to be a hard story for me to share with y'all, man. But I'm doing it for a good purpose, and you'll know why. And I got to tell you this story before I give my story. Dadgummit. I guess I got to go down. There we go. How's this? Yeah, that's better. Anyway. This story is for you, Mrs. Doe, and listen to me, sweetheart. This is coming from somebody that has first-hand experience, and this story is going to blow your mind. Okay? Honey, I know you're trying to help your brother out, and I know you love him, and even though he's 56 years old and he's applied for disability all these times in a row for 7 years in a row, he's beating the dead horse, and yeah, I know you, but look, there's nobody using names here. I'm just trying for you. Look at me in my eyes, sweetheart. Look deep into these eyes and listen to me. And I'm telling you this because I love people, and this was what this channel is about, and I want to help you. The guy's not going to learn his lesson. If you're supporting his food and you're giving him food and you're giving him a place to stay and you're just doing everything for him and you try to talk to him and he just doesn't do no good no matter what you say or do, and he keeps buying that stupid ass meth. I'll tell you a story. One time I went and got some myself. And I went in my bedroom with my friend and closed the door. My wife, she was doing something else in the house or something another, and all of a sudden, because I've asked my wife how did she know or what happened after I came to, but I went in there and I did too much and I hit the floor, bam, and my wife came in running in the door. She told me, and she told me that she was so upset and mad that she had to witness that. The moment she had to see that, listen to me, baby, my wife had to see that. She had to see it. The look of me laying on the floor, turning blue. My lips were turning blue. I quit breathing. She didn't know what to do. She went and called the ambulance, and she was just full of rage. She was mad because we had had a child, it was we had children, and she was just upset because she just had all these things, her life was flashing in front of her eyes, so to speak, at the time. And she got so mad that she reared back and she kicked me as hard as she could when I was laying on the floor. And then all of a sudden, I came to. And the paramedics got there, and they told her, she told them the story of what happened and that and everything. And they looked at her in her eyes and says, "Ma'am, you saved his life." She says, "Why? By getting mad at him and kicking him?" She says, "Yeah, because you jumped his heart again. You started his heart pumping again. You saved his life. You didn't know it, but you saved his life." And she told me that story, and it steered me. She left me. She left me for, I think it was 6 months or more. We had to start dating again. We had to start sleeping in separate rooms again. I could sleep in my room with my daughter, and that's what made me quit doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's what made me quit doing that. Because I would hold my baby in my arms and look down in my eyes and know that I almost screwed it up for her, because I've grown up around step parent, and the step parent, there's nothing different in the world than two people loving each other and taking care of their children. Whenever there's a broken wedlock and the child has to get used to another father, I know my child was just a baby, but still, you know, I just really believe that there are only two. I don't believe step parents. There's nothing more stronger than a love than the original, than the birth father and mother. You know what I'm saying? It comes natural. It's a connection that can never be broken. Never. As far as I'm concerned, never. I will always love my children no matter what they do. But anyway, I would think about crap like that, and I would think about where it's going. But I don't want you going in there and finding your 56-year-old brother. I don't want you to have to go through that. And I'm trying to tell you that you know, I had to hold 2 jobs down just to get my foot back in the door with my wife. You know what I'm saying? And then later on in life, I did other things, yeah, and that she didn't really like, yeah. You know, but I didn't do that, but yeah. And then I found myself in another accident, and I don't know if I would have quit it all the way. Simple reason why, I guess I'm blessed to have a broke foot now, and it hurts all the damn time, and that's enough to remind me of that I learned my lesson finally. But at the time, I didn't even learn my lesson then. You know, I kind of learned my lesson a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But not going back to that particular substance. But to sit there and not learn my lesson at that, and just replace it with something else. You know what I'm saying? It's just really a long, bumpy road that you're going to go down to try to get it to happen. And I almost had to lose my life. I had something very bad had to happen to me for me to learn my lesson. And that just goes to show you how strong of a pull that thing is on your brother. It's strong. It's a strong latch. It's like a latch that won't turn. That monkey is hard to throw it off, man. It's going to take something really bad happening to him, and for him to learn his lesson, you know, and if he's 56 years old, I just don't want you to have to wake up one morning or walk in the room one day and you see him like that. You don't want to see him like that. You don't need to see him like that. He's going to kill himself slowly and right in front of your eyes is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have to witness it. You're going to have to watch it. It's different whenever you hear it and you get a phone call about it, but when you have to walk in and witness that crap, I don't wish that on anybody, man. It's painful to go through. My wife went through it, and that's all she could do was cry. Cry, 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 cry. Cry, 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 cry. I'm talking you cry every time she seen me to come pick up my children when I would want to do a visit. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I had to come get my children to go visit them in the afternoons, or go take them to the park, or stuff like that. Whenever I had to go see my child, excuse me, I said children. I meant child at the time because I didn't have 2 kids at the time. She cried every time. Every time. And I would say, why are you crying? And give me a kiss. She wouldn't even kiss me. Because she was that bitter and mad. And she was mad. She was mad. She was furious at me. And it took her a long time to get over that. And she would have had to go on this world alone without me if I would have finally pulled my head out of my butt. And I wouldn't be here today. I don't think I would have. I think that if I would have kept on, yeah, she probably would have ended up, because when I hit my mom, when my mama started dying, I was just, when I had to slowly watch my mom die, I turned to that, and I just turned to everything else with it. It didn't make a damn what it was. I didn't drink, But I did, you put it in front of my face, and I was going to put it down into my system so I didn't have to deal with reality. That's all it's about, is having to deal with reality. That's what people do. They don't want to deal with reality, and they get hooked on that crap, and it's just a dead-end trail, sweetheart. Please, for me, take my advice. If you don't want to wake up and find him dead one day, you might want to cut the ties with him and kick him out, because you're stuck between a rock and a hard spot here. You really are. I know you are, and I know you love him, and I know you don't want to do this to him, but you might save his life if you do. If he hits rock bottom, he might come up for air. And if he doesn't hit rock bottom and he doesn't quit, now if he quits and he can prove to you that he can go do some things, sure, help him out. But if he don't quit, and let me tell you, they're sneaky. Sneaky. I used to be really sneaky. All hours of the night, sometimes my wife, I'd sneak off out of the house and come back, she'd still be sleeping. So I don't even see, there's just a lot of questions. He didn't go into a lot of the details with me, but it's like, how the heck is he even getting it if he don't have a job, and he's just if the cops have been over there multiple amount of times and he gets caught and this, that, and the other, and he's always getting the police pulled over to your house. I know the neighbors have got to be talking about you and embarrassed. Ain't that enough embarrassment, I'm thinking to myself? But if you don't want to witness your brother waking up one day and being dead, he's getting old. And that's what I was telling you this story for before. My wife kicked me in my chest to get my chest going again, man. It jumped my heart to go. And I was a young boy at the time. Can you imagine what it's going to do to his heart if he's 56 years old? Eventually, you're going to find him dead, and it's going to be for that reason. It is, I promise you. I can just about guarantee it. It's a for sure thing. It's probably going to happen. I've known some of my friends live down the street that wasn't even that old that it happened to. It's happened to myself. I've seen other people and heard of other people. I've even told a story of my good friend that taught me how to paint, how he wasted his life on that crap, and he hung himself. And I'm just saying that if you don't want to witness a nasty situation, whatever the situation's going to entail, it's not a good one. I'm just saying, it's not a good situation for you to be in right now, sugar. You need to cut him loose. You need to cut him loose. And I don't care what everybody says out there and how much you might disagree with me on this. I speak the truth, man. And I have the what do I call them? Because I can't cuss on here. I got the eggs to say it. I got the courage to say it. Because I love people and I want to help you, and I'm trying to help you, baby. Please, sugar, please, for yourself. Do this for yourself. I don't want you to go through that, man, because I seen my wife go through that, and it's painful. It's painful. Watching her cry and 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 cry. It's not a good picture. Anyway. That's the story, y'all. Oh, I guess I could shoot a little bit more video. Make it quick. I'll hurry. I'm fixing to go to the car show, right? And I ain't got all of it, and that's why I hadn't put it in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it in there because I don't want the bear with me here. I don't want my controls and stuff are I don't got no controls in my dash for the heater. And I thought about buying the controls to go back in the dash, but I don't want to. Because it's only defrost and heat. That's all I got in there. It's heat up top and down below. And I'll show you. Look here, watch this. You see, here's the control area. This is what controls your heater. They got this thing that slides back and forth right here, and then it has a little switch that flips up right here, off and on. Well, you look right here, that's the little rod that puts it from up there to down there. So I'm gonna take me a little button, a little knob, probably, I don't know. I thought about it. Let me see if I can see it up here. Bear with me. I'm going to take that wire off. That feeder wire right there. This one right here. I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to probably JB weld this skull on there. It's a skull. I'm gonna JB weld it onto this lever right here, and I'm gonna make my control go back and forth that way. And then I'm gonna put this in there. And I know what y'all are saying, man, don't cut on old Louise. Don't cut on her. Please don't cut the dash. No! Watch this. Watch this. And the reason why I haven't put it in, all the way, oh heck, I had my hand over the thing. Well, anyway, it slid right in. Now I got to push it the rest of the way in there, you know, situate it and support it and make it to where it don't pull out, but that's what I'm leaving in there. It looks pretty good. It's a Cobra. It's a Cobra CB. I kind of like it. Yeah, now you can see it now that the sun ain't shining on it. But, yeah, that looks a lot better, and it fills up the hole perfectly. It goes all the way up to the edge. And I'm fixing to go to the car show, so that's gonna look nice in there. I'm thinking about going under here, and I don't want to screw no holes in my dash or something, but I gotta create something. Maybe I'll just do it on this heater, you know, because I don't want to put no holes in my dash for the mic to clamp onto, but I want to find a place over here to clamp the mic. But I thought that was a pretty good idea, and I got lucky on that one. It sure does look good in there too. No more hole in the dash. But the reason why I don't want to leave that Cobra in there is because I don't want somebody stealing it, man. Somebody can see that radio over here because it's got two knobs on it. And it's hard to sell a radio that's got two knobs on it like that. Ain't nobody want them no more. And ain't nobody going to want to steal a Sparkomatic. A Sparkomatic there. And the reason why I leave that one in there, I would have already took it out and put the ashtray back in. But I took the ashtray part off of this. There used to be an ashtray in there. I took the ashtray out and I took the lid off. And I bent the little ears on it to where I covered it up. I did that to where you can't see it, so they won't want to come in here and tear up my dash. I put this cover on there when I'm parking at Walmart or somewhere where I'm going to be in for a little while. Bear with me. And that covers it up. It just makes it look like a radio, and then I don't want people stealing my Cobra CB radio, and I got to figure out some kind of cover to go over that, and I haven't figured it out yet, because once I go to putting it all up and hooking the wires into it, I don't want to have to be pulling it in and out. And these old trucks, they're easy to get. It's easy to break into these old trucks. All it takes is a pocket knife. All you got to do is pop that. Now ain't nobody gonna steal my truck because I got a secret button on there, and I also got it hooked up to where if they try to hot wire it, the alarm's gonna go off. I got a relay hooked to a loud ass horn, and once it's triggered, I know how to hook it up. And I'm not gonna tell everybody how to hook it up. I thought about making a video out there of how I created my own alarm system, but I'm not gonna tell everybody how to take a relay and create their own alarm system, or how to even hook it up, because I don't want somebody seeing this on YouTube and see my truck and then they already know how to steal it, because I already told them how to bypass the alarm system, or they see what kind of alarm system I got in here. But this one, yeah, if you even try to get in this truck, I can't leave. Anybody that knows enough about relays knows that it's just a contact between a magnetic coil pulling two contacts together. And all you want to do is you want to create that relay. I'll give you a little advice. Maybe you can figure it out from here. But all you got to do is figure out a way for that relay to hold shut after it gets triggered. Once it gets triggered, you got to find a way for that relay to stay shut. And once that relay stays shut, there's a way you can wire that relay where it will stay shut. And that's all you need. No matter if they close the door or open the door, it's not going to quit. The alarm's not going to quit when they shut the door. It's going to keep going because that relay's holding tight. It's holding tight. And I really wish I could shoot that video out there because I thought it was an ingenious invention that I come up with, and I didn't even have to buy an alarm system. I know where a secret switch is on this truck, and I'm not even telling anybody about it. If they even try to open up the door, the horn's going to come on, and it's going to stay on. The air horn on it is going to just stay blaring, man. And I tell you, they're gonna have to deal with me, because I tell you, if anybody ever tries to steal my truck, I'm not even going to come down the stairs. I'm coming out the top window. I don't care if I get hurt or not. I'm not gonna fall for that, man. I just already made up my mind. I can probably daggum near hang from the top of that window in my bedroom and let go, even with a hurt foot, and make it to this truck the minute I hear that horn go off. And I think that I won't have to, because if they do try to steal the damn thing and that horn blows off, it's gonna scare the crap out of them. It's a loud horn. But yeah, you can play around with it, man. Play around with it. Play around with that relay and find a way, once the relay has been activated, find a way for that relay to stay shut. And I don't want to tell you, because I don't want to let it out there. Maybe I will after I maybe I will one of these days. I don't know. Maybe I will if I can find another place to stay that's a little bit more secure, that's got a fenced in yard, and I can turn some mean dogs out there. But until then, I can only tell you this: you can create your own alarm with a relay, a single relay. Because once the relay closes, you can find a way to make it stay closed. Think about it. Think about it. I hope this don't bite me in my ass. Think about it. How do you make that relay stay shut if you want to leave it stay shut? No matter if you open the door, shut the door, open the door, shut the door, you can make it to where it'll stay shut until you come in here and kill the power to the relay itself. And no one knows where my switches are or nothing. But yeah, I'm sure I don't want to let it out there like that. But yeah, I love this old truck. I'm going to go to the car show with it. It's going to be a daily driver. We're going to meet with a lot of people there. Noe, he might be there. I know his neighbors are going to be there. And I know people that take the cars that go to his shop is going to be there. So you'll be seeing some of Noe's work, what he's put his hands on out there at this car show. My buddy Noe, he's a good guy, and he works on all kinds of classic vehicles. But I'm going to go show my truck and film some footage and then show y'all the car show. But anyway, y'all be good. And ma'am, look here, ma'am. Look, I love to help people. I really do. And I can't strongly urge you that if you're just fine with walking in there and finding him that way, or you're just that stuck on your brother that you're just gonna help him out for the rest of his life until he does, and if that's what he chooses to do, so be it. But I'm just warning you. I'm giving you the warning, and you can say that you have been warned. But I strongly urge you just to not keep giving him a place to stay and try to get him some help. You know, this is the thing. Somebody is not going to quit unless they want to quit, unless they want to help themselves. And as long as you're providing them with a place to stay and food on the table, they're not going to want to quit. They're not going to want to have to save money and learn to live without that crap. You're only prolonging his death and making it where you might witness something you don't want to even see or be around. And you're going to blame yourself in the long run. You're going to think, well, I shouldn't have did it, because now you know now. So now at this point on, ma'am, if you continue to help that person by keep giving him money and keep giving him food and keep giving him a place to stay, he's just going to keep on keeping on, and he's going to keep stealing. He's going to keep stealing things, and because if he ain't got no job and he's living with you and you're having to give him a place to stay and food, I don't see how he's doing it, man. I don't see how he's doing it. And if he is, he's turning your house into a little like a Sonic drive-through, to where somebody pulls up in front of the house and leaves every 10 minutes. That's the only ways he's going to be able to make it and supply himself with it. And so if he ain't slinging it, he's stealing to get it, or he's doing something illegally to do it, and it's only making you look bad, and Well, just trust me. Just trust me on this one, baby. I love you. And thank you for calling me, John, asking me for some help. And, yeah, it's an embarrassing situation, y'all, the things that I've did in my past, man. But, you know, screw y'all, man. Screw y'all. There's some things that you just don't want to share with people, but screw y'all. I kind of keep it real, and somebody asked me for help, and I said, well, do you want me to shoot a video and tell a story about it instead of just so she can see the look in my eye and how serious I am and tell her my story? That you're just not making something up, or it's just not another telephone call or somebody else. I'm just telling you from because I've been there. I've been on the block. I've had that shirt on my back. You know what I'm saying? I gave it back. I didn't want to wear that shirt around no more. Now, I love you. I really love you. And I can honestly say this. I love people and I love you enough to share an embarrassment that has happened in my life. If I can go here and tell you these things, please listen. Because it really does make me look bad. It really does. You know, I didn't want to share that story. Some things you just don't share. It's what I've heard from a lot of YouTube people. But, and I probably wouldn't have never shared that story with any of y'all out there. But because he called me and asked me for help, heck with it. And my heart goes out to you, and that's why I'm sharing this with you. Anyway, peace out, y'all. Y'all be good, man. And welcome to, we're just going to go to the car show tomorrow, and yee-hoo! Yee-haw! We get to see some of that eye candy going on. Anyway, Livester out.